So the results of a 50-year study have just come out, and they show that children who bully other children and display otherwise aggressive behaviour at school go on to make more money, have more desirable jobs, and greater job satisfaction as adults. And to be honest, I'm not surprised. I mean, I know we like to tell ourselves that school bullies go on to be the ones still serving us burgers and chips as adults, but that is a classist fantasy that just isn't reflective of the society we live in. The ideological underpinnings of capitalism necessarily lead to a society that rewards aggressive behaviour, because rather than emphasising the interconnectedness of human beings, it makes us see each other as competition, as potential barriers to personal success. And that way of seeing each other and of experiencing the world is with us from birth. And to be clear, I'm not saying it's an innate biological reality. I'm saying it's a process of enculturation. That is, both a conscious and unconscious process of learning the values, norms and ideologies of the culture you're in. And school is a massive part of that for the majority of people. For example, schools in the UK have a legal responsibility to promote something the government rather euphemistically calls British values. But these values, as the name suggests, are not neutral. They're there to implicitly dictate to children the range of acceptable beliefs, and implicit to those are some of the very ideologies we're talking about here. For example, capitalism grew up and flourished alongside liberalism, and the core unit of liberalism is the individual. So when the government says that individual liberty is a fundamental British value, we have to understand the intellectual tradition that comes from. And because of that, we can see that whatever else we might like to think individual liberty is, it is also a defence of the individual to own private property within a capitalist system. And by private property, I don't mean your house or your car or whatever. I mean something that enables you to exploit the labour of others for your own individual profit. So a factory or a shop or whatever. So this is just one example of the implicit values we teach and learn in our schools. But there are other ways to think about society and other ways to do education. We don't have to prioritise excessive competitiveness and individualism. We could give equal weighting to collaboration and mutual aid. We could pursue a model of education that fosters critical consciousness as a tool for empowerment and liberation. We could nurture autonomy and natural learning processes by allowing students the freedom to explore their interests and collaborate with others in more meaningful ways. There are really so many advantages to rethinking the way we do education. And given the crises we're dealing with as a planet, not just as a species, we probably should have done it a long time ago.